Yo guys, what is good? This is Games Techno and today we are testing Chivalry 2 with our boy GTX 750 Ti. And of course the game is in open beta state right now and you can go check this game out for free and it's gonna release in June. So we're just testing how this game performs with our boy GTX 750 Ti. Now that's out of the way, the intro that is. Thank you very much guys for the freaking 100 subscribers. I mean, this is like one of my fastest growing channels, even though if the time it took does not seem like the fastest to some of you guys, but it is like one of my fastest growing channels. So we're at 100 subscribers already. I ain't gonna bore you by thanking you and doing all the other stuff in this video only. I'm probably post another video for the subscribers special, or whatever I plan to do. I'm not quite clear yet. So yeah, that thing aside, thank you very much. I mean, from the core of my heart, thank you very much. Then comes the structure of this video. Now after the intro section, that is this one, we're gonna go through the settings or video settings, graphic settings, whatever you want to say, of the video game that is Chivalry 2. So we're gonna see which settings we're using and what resolution we're using. If you want a brief idea, I'm basically using 720p with the low or lowest settings basically. But again, if you want to go through all the details, the nook and cranny and all of that stuff, you can just watch that part of the video. Of course, every part of the video will be in the description and divided in YouTube chapters so that you can easily navigate through the video. The next section of the video is going to be the gameplay part. Now this gameplay part is again not a very conventional kind of gameplay part. I ain't gonna show you any kind of FPS numbers or anything like that, the average frames or the CPU usage, VRAM usage or anything. People do ask me this again and again, so that's why I'm including this thingy in the video again, in the voiceover that is. So we're not using those numbers so that you guys can focus on the actual gameplay. You can see how the game runs, if the experience itself is enjoyable or not, and not let some FPS number, random FPS number, 60, 30, 120, 144, I don't give a damn, whatever that FPS number is. Don't let that thingy distract you from the real fun of gaming, so that you can see how the gameplay is, if the game lags, stutters or whatever, for real. And then again, at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you those numbers, and that is where the last section of the video comes in. That is the verdict. Now in the verdict section, we're gonna see how much of the CPU this game was using on average, how much of the GPU the game was using, how much VRAM was the game using, and what are my specific clocks of my graphic card, and all of that stuff, and then at the end, last but not the least, the frame rate numbers or FPS, the average FPS and the 1% low FPS. So we're gonna see them as well. If you want to just see the FPS, you can go to that section of the video. Of course, that goes for all the sections. If you want to only see the gameplay, you can go to that one. That's basically it. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it again. Thank you very much guys for 100 subscribers, but I should say that, shouldn't I? So yeah, thank you very much guys. I'm gonna make another video, I think, about that. So yeah, let's just go to the video settings. So here we are guys in the settings menu or video settings of the game. The resolution I've chosen is 1280 by 720, that is 720p. The window mode is set to full screen, of course. The VSync is disabled. The frame rate smoothing option is also set to disable smoothing. The frame rate cap is uncapped, of course. The FOV I've set is 90 because this is the FOV I prefer, and the default one was a little higher. So FPS just might differ a little bit. If you're using a higher FOV, the FPS just might decrease a bit. The video quality is set to low, and the resolution scale is set to 100%, that is like full 720p, 1280 by 720 again. The view distance is set to low, shadow quality low, anti-aliasing quality FXAA low. The texture quality why did I mess that up, is also set to low. The effects quality is at low. The post processing is at low as well. Basically everything is at like the lowest almost, but you know, some things might be a little different. That's why I'm going through them. It's basically the low preset, but I just might have changed a thing or two, so that's why I'm going through these. So we went through the post processing. The motion blur quality is set to off, so there's no motion blur, so I don't think the intensity of the motion blur matters. The gamma value is set to the default. That is basically a monitor kind of setting and not a graphical setting, if we do say so. And the ragdoll lifetime is set to 8, and the blood decal lifetime is set to 8 as well. The ambient corpse quality is off, so this thingy is turned off. Ambient particles are disabled, and we are not using DirectX 12 because it said that it is in beta state, and I was like, I mean, we can do without it. So we're basically running the game in the DirectX 11 API, I believe, though I'm not sure which API this game uses by default, though I assume that it would be DirectX 11 again. Now another thing, in the beta state at least, we've got like these thingies here, mixed modes, playlists. So I chose the 64 player mixed modes because I wanted to do a stress kind of test. So I wanted the worst case scenario, so that's why we went with the 64 player mixed modes. If you want a few more FPS, I'd assume that if you use or play in the 40 player mixed modes or 40 player modes, you're gonna have a bit better frame rate with the game. Though I wanted the worst case scenario again, so that you have the idea about how the game runs in the hardest possible way. Though again, we're using 720p low settings only, so we're not going that hard on the GPU itself. That's basically it for the settings.
The Siege of Rodham.
Okay, so there we go, to the Siege of Rodham. Okay, the match has already started and we are like spawning in or joining the match from the in-between kind of situation. So here we are. I was using the knight character for the most part, so that's why we've got a sword, a heavy weapon, I think. Okay, looking for my first engagement, but I can see only teammates right now. Where are the enemies at? There 1S, 2, 3, 4, so many. Okay, why am I blocking, bro? Okay, one hit successful, and then failed, Okay, of course. I forgot. I forgot about this match. It's like a game over already. Never mind, This is a match right here. The tournament grounds match. This is the match I've caught in full. So this was supposed to be the first match that I showed you, and the only one.
Stand proud, mine brothers. Fight and die well. Show them a wall of righteous steel.
Fight and die well. That's what he said. Okay, so there we go. With the battle cries roaring, let's get it. Okay, one guy went behind us, so I'm going after him. Okay, and I've got a teammate with me. We already downed him, that's funky. Okay, failed attack right there. That one was successful. And I defended and... okay, we dodged out of the... okay, that was strong, bro. That was like right to the freaking temple. Okay, spawning in 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are, back in action, boys. Man, I love the battle cries of this game. And I love when the whole team is freaking spamming the battle cry thingy. Okay, so we downed him. That was well played right there. Somebody's attacking me from the right. And my teammates got my... okay, just got my back. But the guy just freaking killed me still. Okay, spawning in 5 seconds. Again, when we're down, we can like see the battlefield basically, or whatever it's called, Chivalry, I suppose. I don't know. Okay, so just running and trying to find an opponent here. Okay, I hit him. Another one coming in. Okay, just as I was trying to help my teammate, the other guy was trying to help their teammate. Okay, he team attacked me there. I mean, in this game you can friendly fire basically. So that is called, I think, team kill in this one. And that is not very pretty. But I don't think the hits deal that much of damage. The damage number that they deal to the opponents when you deal the same, if you do the same attack to your friendly teammate, you do not do that much of damage basically. And I have a talent for making things sound way more complicated than they are. And here we are down and soaked in blood basically, in our own freaking blood, that is. You hear those battle cries, right? They're like they're so freaking amusing. I tried using my special attack, I think, there. Okay. As you can see, the game is very freaking playable. It's not like we're getting below 30 or anything. I mean, from the gameplay only, that's what my assumptions are. And the game is running quite freaking stable. Up until now, at least. So again, we're about to spawn in. Okay, let's see what do I do different this time. Maybe I'm gonna do something. Okay, so I'm going to attack the archers here. And, okay, that was a hit right there. Nice one. Okay, man, those. Okay, I killed one. My teammate killed another one. It's time to heal. Okay. I mean, just as we were about to freaking heal, he came in and he killed us. We dealt 90 damage and took 199 damage. I suck at this game, bro. I really freaking do, I think. It doesn't freaking matter. I had like a lot of fun playing this game, and I mean, thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I played it for quite a few hours while in the testing process, So the game is pretty freaking fun. I think if you are into this stuff more than I am, you're gonna love it even more. And if you play these sword play kind of games more, I mean, this was the first one for me, and I freaking enjoyed it a lot. I mean, and if I had a little more interest in it, I probably would have bought it, but I'm gonna buy it. Still enjoy the open beta. Again with the battle cry. It's a long AF battle cry right there. Okay, defended one. Boom, finished. I mean, these kind of scenarios, these battle scenarios, on the ground kind of scenarios, they remind me of Game of Thrones. I don't watch, very many, war related things and all. I'm kind of turned off by them, and Game of Thrones was, I don't know, I didn't even know what the show was all about before I started it. And I hate dragons even. I don't watch anything that is dragon related, but I love the show actually. But I hated I shouldn't say anything more, but I love the show, but I hated some part of it which I should not mention. I don't think I should, but yeah, that's what this game freaking reminds me of. Again, nothing related as such, nothing directly pointing to the show, but the environment, vibes, fights and everything, those thingies kind of do directly point to it. But again, there must be many other entertainment pieces which are related to that type of stuff which I'm referring to. I hope you guys are getting what I'm trying to say here. And if you're not, I mean, you're not crazy, that's what it tells you, and I am. So yeah, don't feel bad, just feel bad for me, okay? And now feel bad for me once again. I've been down, man. Okay, that was like literally licking dust right there. My face in the ground. Whoa, that was harsh. That was harsh. Sometimes the combat can be so freaking funny. You miss, they miss, and that kind of happens in sequentially, and it's freaking hilarious, bro. And when it's like, sometimes every move is well executed, like I'm defending, he's defending, I'm attacking. Coincidentally a funky moment came in, then it's like so freaking good, and the adrenaline is rushing, and I don't know how to explain that situation, but the gameplay at that moment feels so much freaking fun. And that's what I think it is all about. And this is a casual freaking game. That's what I love about it. I don't like to be like overly competitive and stuff. So I mean, this game is just freaking awesome in that regard. You don't get, penalized even if you leave a match in between. I think that was an enemy. He didn't see me, bro. I was like 1 HP right there. And now I'm healing up here. Oh man, this is a sweet spot to heal up. So that's what I was talking about. If we attack and he defends, and everything is sometimes executed funkily, it's so freaking good, man. I don't know how to describe it though. I'm just an idiot. And we're almost about to die, and we did. And then I was talking about how, what was I? Okay. Again, I'm an idiot. I could forget pointers that I start talking about. So yeah, that's what it is. Basically, 3 people trying to kill 1. Brave souls, huh? Still managed to get myself killed. Wow. No, that's a literal WOW moment right there. We've only got like 58 teammates left, and they've got 85 or tries basically. They've got 83 tries left, and we've got 55 tries left. They're winning basically at this point. Maybe we can turn the tide. Probably not. I don't know. I know actually, but I gotta tell you guys. I don't want to spoil the ending, Oh man, this fight was freaking good. This 1v1 that was going on. And now we're both blocking, That's when it turns into a funny thingy. So he's got his secondary weapon out, I think. Okay, I blocked it. Boom, I downed him. That's freaking awesome. Now we're low AF. Okay, healing up. Okay. Now the bandage or whatever the healing item is doing its job. And I did another battle cry. Okay, blocked the attack there. It's good at blocking. We blocked one as well, and he attacked, and my teammate came into the fight and basically killed him. Everything he killed him. Man, sometimes I like make up words by my freaking self. I don't know if that's a cool thing, but that is. Whoa! You saw that? That was a lag right there. Lag, stutter, pause, whatever it was. That was some kind of a messy situation. But thankfully we were not in a bad situation or surrounded by enemies at that moment, or we might have gotten killed there. But again, doesn't matter. That's what the point of was, which I lost. This is a so freaking casual game that you can jump in anytime and you do not get penalized if you leave a match. So basically, when you want to turn your brain off and just want to smash some freaking heads, or poke some arrows at them. Poke some arrows? No. Throw some arrows? No. Throw is not even the right word. Shoot some arrows at them, and do all the battle thingies you can do in this game. That's what it is all about. And we lost the game, man. We lost the game, but this is a pretty fun and chill game. I mean, even if you lose, you can have like so much freaking fun. Just turn your brain off and go and do all the funny voice lines that they've created. Do whatever the frick you want, and this is a pretty freaking enjoyable experience. I like this game very much. Okay, it's about time, and here we are at the verdict section. So first up comes the GPU usage. Now, this is a pretty unconventional one for this channel and the games that I run on my PC. The GPU usage was not at 99% for the average amount of times basically. So the GPU average or GPU usage average comes out to be 82% only. The GPU was not 90 above, it was 95 above or anything, which I like in most scenarios, and which you should be liking as well, that your GPU is like working at the fullest of its capacity, or working the hardest, that is. But that is the case in this game because there are so many freaking people, and that's when the job gets shifted to the CPU. And of course, as I said in the intro, if you're doing 40 player matches instead of 64 player matches, this thing just might get improved, the GPU usage that is. But my CPU usage was pretty high, which we're gonna get onto after the VRAM part. But the GPU wasn't getting fully used while doing the 64-player matches, and if you've got a CPU stronger than mine, then you definitely are probably going to get, you probably are going to get some FPS advantage again, a little bit of FPS gain, not advantage, certainly. Then comes the VRAM usage, which comes out at an average of 1857 megabytes. Now that is less than 2048, that is 2 gigabytes of VRAM, but it is not less than 1024 or 1 gigabytes of VRAM. So that in turn means that if you have a GPU that has less than 1 gigabytes of RAM, you cannot do this game, or can't run it properly at 720p low settings at least. So you need a bare minimum of 2 gigabytes of memory in your GPU. Then comes the CPU usage that I was talking about, and it is at a 99% average. So the CPU was getting used 99% for the most, or the average part of the testing that I did, the run of almost about 25 minutes. So this benchmark run from which I've got these numbers was like 25 minutes long, and from those numbers the CPU usage comes out to be at around 99% for the most part. So that tells us if we have a stronger CPU than this, again, you can have more FPS. And the CPU I'm using, by the way, is a Ryzen 3 1300X without any overclocks. So if you've got a Ryzen 5 or even a Ryzen 3 of the newer generations, I don't know what it's called, 3100, and it's a like 8-threaded CPU, so things are gonna be better if you've got a better processor than the Ryzen 3 1300X. The RAM usage is pretty funky, it was at an average of 6900 megabytes, which is almost 7 gigabytes. Sometimes it was at like 7000 megabytes of usage, but the average comes out at around 6900 megabytes. So again, if you have 8 gigabytes of computer memory or RAM, you're gonna be good with this game. But if you have like 4 gigabytes, you ain't gonna cut it. Just upgrade your RAM, bro. You gotta do that. It's 2021. I mean, I don't like to say that very much, but that's what this game requires. That's what most of the games are like at this point requiring. Then comes the specifications of my GPU, which are not very important, but again important at the same time, because the CPU core clock adjusts according to the usage. So the usage wasn't very good. The GPU was getting like only 82% used for again the average that I told you. So the core clock of my GPU was averaging 1164 megahertz, which is what it is basically. That is the core clock of my GPU throughout the run, and the memory clock was at a stable 2700 megahertz. And that's what the GPU specifications are, in case your GPU is overclocked or has like lesser clocks than mine, which probably cannot be the case. But if it is, the performance can differ a bit. But if you have no knowledge about what the clocks and all of that stuff for GPUs are, you can just leave it be. They're like gonna make some minor FPS difference in the most cases. I mean 5% performance or something. But yeah, if you've got an overclock, you just might get a few more FPS, not a lot more FPS. Now, the last but not the least, again, numbers come in. FPSs? Is that even a word? Okay, so the FPS. The average FPS that I got throughout the run were 58 frames per second, which is a pretty funky score, isn't it, bro? It's a pretty funky score, almost 60 FPS average, and the 1% low frame rate is at 28 frames per second. And just as I said, the gameplay was, as we were going through the gameplay, I didn't feel the game dropping below 30, and that's what it basically is. 99% of the time we're above 28 frames per second, and it is a pretty freaking playable experience for me at least, and I think for many of you guys out there using the 750 Ti, this game is going to be a playable experience. Again, a little note at the end I want to tell you, I should have mentioned this earlier as well, but again I'm added in the description. If you've got dual channel RAM, you just might get a little more FPS and a little more consistent FPS, and the 1% low might increase a bit, and even the averages might increase a bit if you've got your RAM running in dual channel. My one RAM stick is right now broken, and it has to be sent out to Corsair, so that's why I only have one stick of 8 GB, and that's what I did the testing with. So if you've got dual channel RAM, even if it is like two sticks of 4 GB, the performance can be a little better and a lot more consistent. And I know that by experience. Only a few days ago my RAM's been like effed up basically, but until that point I saw how much of a difference the dual channel thingy makes. That's basically it. That's basically it for the video, guys. See ya.